Hello, it's Ange, otherwise known as Pumpkin Geek, and as the title card says, couldn't let Stephen Hawkins' death go by without acknowledging it. So, if you didn't know, Stephen Hawkins was an English theoretical physicist, cosmologist, the director of research at the Centre of Theoretical Cosmology within the University of Cambridge, and an author. This is his most famous work. Now, he had a lot of achievements, which was amazing considering he was an ALS sufferer, which is because we all did the Ice Bucket Challenge for. Whoa, indeed. Now, as the title says, we're going to have a look at what MND is, or ALS. So MND describes a group of diseases that affect the nerves in your brains and spinal cord that tell your muscles what to do. Now, MND, these messages from the nerves gradually stop reaching the muscles, leading them to stiffen, weaken and waste. He was diagnosed at the age of 21 and told that he had 2 years to live. He died at the age of 76. And as the following shows, he was not afraid of his own mortality, but he had a lot of life in him and he did achieve so much with it. So I mentioned A Brief History of Time earlier on in the Picture of Spaces Act because basically that book was his way of explaining concepts and ideas of physics such as space, time, black holes, planets, stars, gravity, etc. and like previous scientific theories such as Einstein and Isaac Newton's, etc. to, as normal people who don't necessarily have science brains. A bit like my brain, but I'm going to have a go at explaining Hawkins radiation anyway. Now, there are objects in the universe called black holes, which are collapsed stars, and black holes are incredibly dense objects with such strong gravity that nothing, not even light, can escape its force. While some scientists claim that anyways. According to theory, within a black hole there's something called a singularity. A singularity is what all of the matter in a black hole get crushed into. But Stephen Hawkins worked with another scientist called Roger Penrose to understand better what a black hole was. So, life at the edge of a black hole isn't normal. Say a pair of particles appear next to a black hole, or more exact, an event horizon. If one of those pair of particles falls in, leaving the other to escape, those particles that escape the black hole are known as Hawkins radiation. Essentially, Hawkins has proved that black holes, like so many objects in our universe, shrink and die. Now, this was super important because he found a way of combining two branches of physics that contradicted each other. He did this by combining insight from both Einstein's theory of relativity, which describes how gravity works at a grand scale, and quantum mechanics, which describes how very small components of the universe work. By doing this with black holes, it's possible that in future they could be melded together elsewhere too. But he didn't just write adult books about science, he also wrote books for children as well with his daughter Lucy, who was pictured, and they featured George and combined cosmology with adventure. So when he wasn't doing science or writing children's book, he became a bit of a pop culture icon, including the first ever person to play himself on Star Trek, The Next Generation. But he also made appearances in Futurama, The Simpsons, did some charity work in the form of doing work with Comic Relief, and probably best known for his work in The Big Bang Theory, where he appeared in a number of episodes. Most recently, Hawkins in December 2017 became a proposed claimant alongside 4 academics and NHS campaigners known as the Judicial Review Group. They hoped that High Court judges would grant them a judicial review to stop Jeremy Hunt and NHS England bringing in ACOs without the move first being subjected to Parliament scrutiny and public consultation. He is quoted as saying, "I am joining this legal action because the NHS has been taken in a direction which I oppose. As I stated in August, without proper public and parliamentary scrutiny, consultations and debate." This was in an article to The Guardian. If people want to protect Stephen's legacy, perhaps fighting for the NHS is the way to go. And as that quote that's just come up states, there is always hope while there is life, and you know, fighting to help secure the thing that brings us into the world seems like a bloody good cause to me. So I'm going to sign off now by saying I will always now remember to look up at the stars and not up my feet. I will see you next time. Ta ta!